Hey guys, Gun Lover here. Thanks for tuning in. I'm just going to go ahead and get it out of the way. Why haven't you subscribed? Actually, thank you to those of you who have subscribed. Thank you to those of you who have watched. And thank you to those of you who comment. I appreciate that. It helps my channel. I hope to be able to grow and get bigger and be able to do more fun things and get more guns and more things that explode, things like that. So thanks for tuning in today. This is the continuation of my last video where if you tuned into that one, you saw me shooting my Colt 357. I knocked that 4-inch right off there. I'm not even sure where it went, but you can see the difference between this and a 9mm. I got one more round in here. And I had a squib load, so I had some ammo that was apparently pretty old, and I loaded some in very first round. Really light explosion, sounded like just the primer, and now I've apparently got a bullet stuck between the chamber and the barrel. Colt 357 Magnum. Yeah, I can't open the cylinder to push the bullet out of the barrel. So if you didn't know, I've got my gunsmithing degree from YouTube University. I've worked on guns all my life on my own. I leave, really hard things to the experts, but I do a lot of stuff on my own. I'm fairly handy, and I've watched some videos on this. Never have heard back from Colt yet, but I think I've got a good idea on how to do this and how to be safe. So I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to reposition the camera, show you what I've got. Okay guys, so here goes. Here's what I've got. I have, and you're not going to be able to see my face, hopefully you can hear my voice, see my midsection in my hands. I've got my Colt 357 clamped in this homemade vise here. I've just got this 2x4 screwed to the top of my sawhorse. Got a piece of plywood under the barrel and another piece of plywood used to clamp the barrel between it and the 2x4, hold it steady. And I've got a pair of old underwear that I keep in my gun safe to wipe down my guns. If you're not using old underwear as a gun rag, are you really a gun guy? I don't know. But that pair served me well, and I washed them before I turned them into a rag. But anyways, I've got it clamped in here pretty tight. You can see everything seems solid. I don't think there's really any danger. There's a very small chance of an explosion going off. The primer's already been hit in this shell, and I don't think it's going to ignite. It's been, I think, 4 days since it happened. It's been in my safe. I squirted some oil down the barrel and had it kind of tilted back so that the oil would work its way back to the bullet. And then I came up with this vise, and I've got 1/4-inch dowel rod, just some softwood dowel rod. I didn't have any hardwood. I've got some brass rods, but I wanted to try this. I wrapped some electrical tape around it to make it a larger diameter as sort of a bushing to put that end of that dowel rod at the center of the bullet. And then I took this piece of plywood and drilled a hole to hold it so that way I don't have to put my hands in front of the barrel. I've watched, I don't want anything bad to happen, but I've watched enough YouTube videos to see that if this thing did happen to fire, it's pointed in a safe direction. I think it would blow through that dowel rod and the wood, and I'll keep my hands safely out of the way. I've got safety glasses on. I don't think there's a lot of danger of the barrel exploding at this point. If it does, I probably won't show you the video. So if something stupid happens, you probably won't see this video. But I'm doing everything I can to be safe. I've got this board here plenty long to tap the end of that dowel rod. I'm going to give it a few light taps first and see what happens. I'm going to have to push that bullet back into the chamber and into the casing. So I'm gonna step back here and make sure the camera's positioned in the right place again. Okay, I'm just gonna rotate it a little bit so you can see the end. Okay. Now I'm gonna take this, and what I've done here is I've stuck this dowel rod in, marked the end of it with a pen, a writing pen, and you can see that mark right there. That's when this dowel rod is against the end of the bullet, this represents the end of the barrel. And then I held it on the outside of the barrel to see about where that bullet's positioned, and it looks like it's mostly into the barrel, but there's still some of it in the chamber. So I'm going to see if I can stick that in there safely. I have test fitted it, so I've already done this once, but I haven't tapped on it. So okay, there we go. I'm hitting it solid. So then I'm going to reach over here with this board and use it to tap. I'm just going to give it some taps first. I do have a brass rod if I need to use that, but I thought I'd try this dowel rod first. So now I'm going to look. That does not appear that it has moved that bullet. It may be tighter than I think. It's definitely possible, but it's still showing up on the same line. Sorry I can't show you that. I'm going to give it a few harder taps, see what may happen here. Alright, I'm still not making any headway with that. I may have to shorten that dowel rod and use an actual hammer. So bear with me. I'm going to shorten this dowel rod and grab a hammer. Okay guys, I'm back. I had to grab a saw and do a little modification. I'm going to clamp this back in here. Had to shorten my board because when I shorten my dowel, it doesn't stick out as far and I can't hit it with the hammer. So these clamps, shorten my board, and get this clamped in tight again. Okay, that's pretty tight. I think everything's protected there. Okay, so I shortened the dowel. I cut the end of this board off to be able to get it closer. And I'm going to do it from this side, like this actually. Slide that in there. Oh, I didn't account for that. I'm going to have to tilt this up. There we go. Okay, so now that dowel is sitting against the end of that bullet, that squib load that's in there. And I'm going to give it some taps with the hammer. Can't see my pen mark. It doesn't appear to be moving at this point. I may have to use a brass rod. I don't have a dead blow hammer. I've got some rubber mallets. Try this from this side. Hopefully you can still see. Okay, seems to be just pushing the barrel of the gun back. Stuck a little tighter than I anticipated, but that's all right. I'll figure it out. There we go. End of that barrel uncovered again. Got the barrel of the gun stuck through the fly of that old pair of underwear. So if you don't know about using old underwear, now you do, and you're welcome for that. Alright, I'm going to turn my pen mark up here. You can see that mark right there, hopefully. See if I've gotten any further. I may have got a slight bit further, but it's not much, maybe a 1/16 of an inch. I'm going to give it a few more taps with this one, quick taps, and then I may get my brass rod. And that one busted the rod. I was hoping to get a hardwood dowel, but I couldn't get one. So, attempt number 1 failed. I'm going to get my brass rod out. We'll give that a shot. I'm going to pause the camera, and I'll be back. Okay, guys, I'm back. Grab some pliers, a shotgun cleaning rod that hopefully I'm not going to sacrifice, a rubber mallet, set that right there for now, some more electrical tape, this rod is just slightly bigger than that dowel rod, but still going to use this tape as a kind of a bushing to lift it up in the bore. Hopefully be center of that stuck bullet, and hopefully I'll be able to apply the force that it needs using this rubber mallet and this brass rod. I don't have a dead blow hammer. Otherwise, I would use that. I'm trying to make do with what I've got for now. Okay, so I'm going to use these pliers to hold the end of that rod and slide it into the barrel. Okay. Then I'm going to hold on to the end of that pistol and give it a good tap. Make sure it's tight. Hey, we got some movement there. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see if we've got enough. Still dealing with a loaded gun here. So, still want to exercise caution. Hey, I might be able to just drop this cylinder from here. See what happens. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and unclamp it because I think the underwear is in the way. Okay, so there we go. And that one right there is the culprit. Hopefully you can see that. I'm going to eject these. there it is. Push that bullet right back down into the casing. So you can see that primer was struck and it exploded. But that powder might be really old, really wet. I don't know. I don't see any damage on the cylinder. It was this cylinder right here, I believe. Probably should have marked which cylinder it was. Turn that this way. Now this is unloaded now, so see if we can look down the barrel. I'm going to turn on the light. Okay. This thing's completely unloaded, but I'm still not pointing it directly at my head. I am looking at that camera. I don't see any other obstructions. Look at the front of that cylinder. See some residue there, probably some powder residue. Definitely not going to shoot these bad boys. I think I'm going to pull all the bullets out of there, empty the powder, and make an explosion with it. I do have a little bit of, looks like a little bit of copper from that round. So I'm going to clean it up, make sure everything's looking good to go on it. Looks like I may have saved it. Just going to cycle that action. All right. That makes me happy. I will come back with the video of me shooting it again as soon as I clean it up, make sure everything looks good on it. I'm going to adjust this camera. Actually, I don't like that. All right, guys. Well, nobody is any more happy than I am right now because I was able to free that stuck bullet and hopefully save my favorite gun. When I get it checked out, cleaned up, later I will come back with another video, but whoops, I'm dropping bullets. As you can see, I've taken these and I've marked them do not shoot. I'm probably going to pull the bullets out of the casing and empty the powder, make some explosions with it, something. I'm sure you'll get a video out of it. But thank you for watching. Thank you for, had some people, you know, give me some tips and stuff. Please like and subscribe, share with your friends. If you're interested in donating guns, money for guns, ammo, if there's something you want me to review, just let me know. I am hoping to grow this channel and be able to do more as I go. So thank you very much for watching. Have a great day from the Gun Lover channel.